Happy Christmas to everybody. Today is Christmas Eve, 24th December 2024, and in this video I'm going to share with you one of KTL's very powerful features, which is the bulk actions. On this view I've created a very simple grid of notes, and you'll notice on the left hand side I have checkboxes, and this enables me to select notes and then bulk delete these. So I can select these four, and this button says that I've selected four. I can hit this to delete them, confirm the deletion, and it will cycle through and bulk delete and then give me a success message. I can also select all of the records with the checkbox at the top. This says I'm selecting 12, click on the button, double confirm, and it cycles through the records, bulk deletes, and then confirms. Now obviously this is a very powerful but equally potentially very dangerous bulk delete, which Knack doesn't natively offer, but with a very simple keyword using KTL you can enable this function. Now if you haven't used KTL, in this video I'm going to show you very quickly how to set it up. In this particular application I obviously have the loader already installed with the various switches underneath, but I'm going to select everything and delete it and save my JavaScript, so I now have a completely empty JavaScript window. If you head over to the KTL configurator, I'll put a link in the description of the video below, and deselect all of the options except the include the loader, show the app info and the KTL info, and I'd also recommend leaving the dev info pop-up enabled. The dev info pop-up, I did a video on this a few days ago. If you haven't seen that, I'll put a link in the video at the top right hand corner for you to check that out. The other key switches you need to leave on are all the bulk operations. As you scroll down the configurator, there's lots of information here which is out of the scope of this particular video, but you do need to uncheck all of these other checkboxes. So if I just scroll down, there's a few more here, untick all of those, and when you get to the bottom, simply click on the blue button to generate your configuration. Then you can copy this to your clipboard, head back to your Knack application and paste that straight into your JavaScript. Now at the bottom you'll see there's a curly bracket which denotes the end of the KTL. If you do have any other JavaScript, then place your cursor just above the bracket, and I'm going to put a few extra blank lines in, and then I'm going to paste in my existing JavaScript. So this is some code that I've obviously added over time, and if I scroll back up you can see it starts around here. So this is a piece of code that I've put in. I also like to just select all of my code, so Control A and then right click and just format document, and just make sure everything's set up correctly and all the indentations and layouts okay. So once again I'm up at the bottom, I'm just going to put a few more blank returns in so you can clearly see that it's all inside the KTL code. So now I can click on Save My Code. The next thing I need to do is go over into my data section and make sure that you have a developer user role set up, and obviously add that to anybody that you want to enable the KTL with for developer use. So in this case here I have my good friend and inventor of KTL, Norman Defayette, and myself, so we are both developers. If you come back to your live app and do a browser refresh, in the top right hand corner you'll now have this info pane which shows you the app version and the KTL version. And if you click on this you get a pop-up, and there's lots of other features in here which are out of scope of this video, but it's useful to have this particular developer tools menu. To close it you can either click on the close or press escape or click outside of it. The dev info pop-up which I mentioned earlier, if you put your mouse onto a component and hold the Control and Shift key down, you'll get this pop-up here which gives you all the information about the scenes and the views. Once again, as I say, I have done a separate video on that. So how we set this up with the checkboxes, we need to do a couple of things, and that involves us going into the builder onto our component. So the first thing to do is click onto the grid and go to Settings, scroll down, and in the description type _EBO for enable bulk operations, and then the bulk operation we want to enable is delete. The other thing we need to do is come back to the add our actions and add a delete button to the table. So as you can see here on the right hand side we have a formatted delete button. Once you've done that setup, do a refresh on your view and your live app, and you'll have your checkboxes. The button will be visible but deselected until you select some records. So as you click down here and we first select these first 4, we have 4 records selected. Click on the button, click on the confirmation, and it will cycle through those and they are deleted. Because of the nature of a bulk delete, obviously it's a very powerful tool, but it can be very dangerous in the wrong hands. If someone deletes a parent record, they can easily leave orphan child records. So I would use it with caution, but you can also use KTL and user roles to define and make sure that only certain people have it. Currently, using _EBO on this table, on this grid, enables it for anybody that can get to that page. But you can change it. So if you format it like this and put your delete in square brackets, you can use the roles. So KTL, but you're using your roles. So we can say here, it's only if you have a developer role that you would see that. So if I save that and come back and do a refresh, because I actually do have a developer role, they will still be visible. However, if I come back into my accounts object, and this is my record here, if I remove my developer role, so I only have an admin role, you can now see that the checkboxes have gone. My delete buttons here, so this is my standard delete a single item at a time, but my bulk operations have been removed because I don't have the developer role. About 3 years ago, I did a video on how you can archive, restore, and what I call do a soft delete. So if you still want to offer people the ability to look like they're deleting something, but actually the record still remains in your application, I'd highly recommend checking out the archive, restore, and soft delete video. If you do get some value from these videos, please do give me a thumbs up. It does encourage me to keep going with new content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I hope you have a great Christmas, and I'll catch you in the next one.